I'm with former Cornwall Mayor Phil Poirier. Good evening, Mayor Poirier.
Good evening, sir.
So you just watched what happened today. What do you think of the proceedings and the situation with the chemical tanks on the waterfront?
Well, first of all, I'd like to express my total dissatisfaction with the situation that has taken place today. I was pleased tonight to see that council was unanimous to bring forward their position tomorrow in Ottawa. And that also it's nice to see that the community as a whole has gelled on this issue. So I hope that the federal government, Ministry of Transport and representative of that department listens to the will of the community as well as the elected officials and the citizenry, because it's just devastating to think that all of that effort, time and money prior will be down the drain.
As former mayor, we know that the city was contacted in February of 2013. We just interviewed Chuck Charlebois, and he's talking about how the taxpayers in Cornwall might end up having to cover some of the cost of remediating the property and the tanks. How does that make you feel, and do you think that people should be held responsible at City Hall for not informing council or not informing?
Well, first of all, I don't believe that the citizens of Cornwall per se should pick up any of the costs, because it's a decision that was done by the ministry, and that they should be, and you can't blame the company. Okay, salut. And you can't blame the company for that. They signed the deal fair and square, and they should be compensated for any losses. So, and if you look at the cost, I don't know what it is. In the scheme of things, when you look at the Ministry of Transportation and whatnot, it's a small amount. But at the end of the day, I find it difficult to believe that nobody knew.
Well, the city's already admitted that economic development was approached in February, and then Transport Canada said they were given the plans by Trillium in the spring. So obviously somebody in economic development, which is either Bob Peters, Mark Boileau, or Kevin Lajoie, knew about it. The question is, why wasn't it in any of their monthly reports? So if you're mayor in December and you get ambushed like this, how do you feel? I mean, because you were mayor. I mean, if someone on your team had done this to you, how would you feel?
Well, I'd be very disappointed, because what it does, it exposes not only the mayor, but it also exposes the community. It makes you wonder the communication between administration as well as the elected official, and what's going on with our MP. So obviously between the MP, our local elected officials, and there was people that did some work on those site preparation, even people like there are certain companies that are located.
Well, Grant Construction.
Yeah, and there was also Laframboise and all those people. So, no, there's definitely linkage missing, and the city.
Does the public deserve the answers?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
It's our land, and we all know the issue around the waterfront. We all know the issue. It's just go look at the situation with the ballpark. So and the potential down the road when the old bridge is demolished and so on and so forth. So, but what was gratifying to me, though, I sensed today that there's a real buy-in into the waterfront. I think the city of Cornwall has really bought it, and I'll tell you, whether it's Phil Poirier or anybody else, I think the waterfront is taboo. It belongs to the people today for decades and decades to come.
Well, and if the people want to change in it, then the people should be consulted. Either an election or with a question at the polls.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Mayor, and happy 2014.
Okay.